Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope everybody's able to see the slides that I have up here and just go through it. And okay, great, great, great. And I'm again just want to say everything that you want to get is on the other side of fear. And you can't get to the other side of fear unless you understand what is keeping me from making those moves, those bold moves, the tiny little moves, the tiniest seed of a mustard seed, until you understand that. And so when I talk about mindset and the mind pillar, you have to get clear. That's why I said how to get clarity, the right mindset to take uncomfortable action. Because you have to get clear about what are your fears? What are you uncertain about? What's keeping you from making the moves? And we'll get into all of that and how to do that. You have to understand what is the mindset that I am in right now, the limiting beliefs that I have within my spirit that is keeping me from making those moves. Because we know, and I want you to know, that your success is dependent upon you taking uncomfortable action. And to take uncomfortable action means you are stepping into a fear zone, a place of uncertainty. And you will only do that if you have the clarity and the mindset that gives you the courage to take that action. Staying in your comfort zone and being comfortable in there, which really you're not, is not going to get you where it is that you want to be. So come along with me on this journey that we can ready to go through to get clear, to understand the mindset and how do you take uncomfortable action. And again, this is about you listening to what I have to say, but also learning it and then going off and applying what I've learned. So as we're
Excuse me.
doing this,
Excuse me, Gladys.
mhm,
You're spot on. So, what we want you to be able to share after
mhm, mhm.
is what did you learn that was new? Okay. What thing will you take and apply, and what will you stop doing?
Okay.
So, what did you learn that was new? What will you take action about, and what will you stop doing?
Three
Three.
key. Yes, definitely we will do that. And so this was me when I was in corporate. I come from a corporate executive background. And at the end of the day, standing in front of the mirror, how the hell did I get here? What do I do now? What do I do next? And I even do that today. I don't know how you are at the end of the day. There's something that you wanted, something happened, and it's like, man, what am I supposed to do? What is going on with that? And then what do you start telling yourself about that? But what are you standing in front of your mirror today asking yourself, wondering about what is going on in your life or what's not happening within your life? What are you uncertain about? And just jot that down. Let's get things out of our heads today. Stop having it in concept and theory and put it in practicality. Put it into reality. So, what are you saying? What do you need to do now? What do you want to do now? What do you need to do next? The three most common words I hear from my clients is I don't know. What do you want to do with your life? I don't know. I want to be happy, but what does being happy mean to you? What does having more joy mean to you? I don't know. How are you going to get to the other side? I don't know. But quickly can say what you don't like, what you can't do, and all of that. So we want to get into another place. I want people to stop choosing unhappiness over uncertainty. I want you to move through uncertainty to get to your happiness, defining what all of that means for you. So we find ourselves in a place of moments that you don't like. We all have, and we try to ignore those moments that we're in because what? It's painful. It hurts. It sucks. I don't want to be here. But you can't ignore that just because you don't like it. Because those emotions and feelings is telling you that you need to pay attention to that. There's something going on with your mindset that's saying, I don't, I can't deal with this. I can't be here, so I'm going to hide from it. I'm not going to have that conflict or have that conversation that I need to have. And so you run away from those moments that you don't like. And I'm saying, renew your mind to say, I'm going to deal with those. I'm going to challenge those. I'm going to walk through those moments that I don't like, to understand those moments and why I don't like them and why is it bringing up this emotion in me, so that I can make the right changes, set the right direction. Because you will always hear me say you can pivot all you want. Anybody can just pivot, but you want to pivot in the right direction. So you have to pay attention to those moments that you don't like. You must pay attention to those. The distractions that we have all the time that are coming up. And people talk about, oh, I've got to check my email and oh, my phone just rang, or I just got a notification on my phone, let me check it. Well, you're supposed to be focused on something. You're supposed to be focused on something that matters to you, that is important to you. But yet you're doing all of these things. Me, I'll go to the refrigerator, not even hungry, to go get something to eat. Anything but do what it is that I am supposed to be doing. And so I want you to look at distractions a little differently. The distraction is not checking the email and the notifications and going to the refrigerator. That's what you do when you're distracted. And if you don't understand that, then you'll make changes that's not going to get to the end goal. Well, I'm just going to check my email in the morning and noon and at night. That's great. But why is that distraction happening? Why is that happening? Is it because you're overwhelmed? Is it because you're bored? Is it because you're doing something that's not important, that does not matter to you, because you're doing something for everybody else? So you have to understand what is distracting me, that's keeping me from focusing on what it is that I want in my life and I need in my life. That's important to me. So this conversation is about you only. It's not about what your husband wants, your wife wants, your family wants for you, your boss. It's not about any. This is all about you. And why are you distracted from achieving what it is that you want? And we'll get more into that. Trust is another area. Are you in an environment where you can trust and you have authentic relationships where you can trust? Because we don't live on an island. And so you must trust. To solve problems, you must trust others. But today we're in this environment where you don't trust the media, we don't trust government leaders, we don't trust leaders within our organizations, we don't trust the client when they tell us that they're going to buy something from us and then they're not going to buy. We don't trust our family members, spouses. And then I flip that and say, are you trustworthy? What's your mindset around trust? Can you be trusted? Are you authentic when you are working with people, interacting with people? So, what is your trust factor? And how is that setting your mind in your direction to then react to situations that come your way? And we know that change is constant. It is constant. It can tap you on the shoulder at any given moment in time that we have no control over. And so you have to recognize that. And so are you modeling your mindset, your life, knowing that something could come and tap you on the shoulder that's going to impact your life. And with that change that comes that is constant, I said we have to take ownership of change so that you can use change and leverage change and not be destroyed by change. Because change gives us these signals, those internal signals of sadness, frustration, anger, even joy and happiness. When you're feeling joyous and happy, what is that? Why am I feeling like this? Because if you don't understand that, then because you want to say, "Oh, I want more of that." Well, what's bringing this into my life? If it's a negative thing, sadness, anger, frustration, what the heck is that? Where is that coming from? Because what happens, the mindset that you put into those emotions will bring up a mindset for you, a mindset of self rejection, self sabotage. And we'll get into mind viruses and things a little bit later. But what happens is we ignore those signals, those internal signals of that frustration, the anger, even the happiness and joy, because we're running 200 miles an hour with these fleeting thoughts about it. And then we wonder why we keep getting into the same environment, the same situation over and over and over and over again. So we have to stop ignoring the signals that come with change. It's not even missing, it's ignoring them because you're moving too fast. You won't take the time to figure it out. Those external signals that come, external signals of what's happening in the economy, what's happening with your health, what's happening within the public health environment, COVID, the economic situation, inflation, all of that. All of those things have come in that you have no control over that impact your life. And how you receive it, what you think about it, will determine what your reaction and your behaviors are going to be. And if they are not right, then your reaction and behaviors are going to be negative and to the contrary of what it is that you want for your life, if you've identified what that is. So know about change and that is here to stay, that is not going anywhere, and that there are signals that you are given all of the time, internal, external, that you need to stop ignoring and pay attention to so that you can be in the right mindset to take the appropriate action, get the appropriate results. And so, are you operating today in your comfort zone where everything is feeling like you're in control of everything and safe and you can let your guard down? And are you operating there? Or did you step out of it a little bit into your fear zone? Because I'm going to do something different. I'm going to move into that place of uncertainty. And then as soon as you step out, "Oop, I don't know if I should have done that. Maybe I need to go back into what I think is my comfort zone." Start finding all kind of excuses as to why you shouldn't have moved in the first place. Start listening to everybody else that's impacting what you think about yourself, about your decisions, about your choices. And then you go back to where you came from, which is not your destiny, which is not your purpose. And the whole point is to get to your purpose, to get to that growth zone, to be able to live your dream. And this is a constant cycle for you to move through your comfort zone, get out of it. You're going to be a little scared. It's okay. Say the word scared. It's okay to be scared. What am I scared of? I don't have the self confidence in me that I can really do this. I'm not going to really be accepted. That's my fear. And what can you do? What can you tell yourself that can offset that fear that's going to keep you moving into your learning zone and into your growth zone? So, this is all about you taking the time to get to know you better. Because I say, no one should know you better than you know yourself. But if you lack self confidence, self esteem, right? If your self esteem, your self image is here, you will only go this far. There's no further. You won't go any further than this. And then you wonder why I'm not getting and achieving what it is that I want to achieve. You have to raise your level of self-esteem and image so that you can get what it is that you are purposed to have. It is the only way. But you have to understand your fears and the mindset and where you are so that you can make the appropriate changes within yourself, not try to make changes everywhere else with everybody else, but within yourself to get that growth zone so that you can live your purpose, your dream, conquer your objectives, all building that confidence that you will need to keep that growth going. So I talked about that right mindset is that you have to be clear and you have to be focused. And I love this quote that clarity is the moment you see without opening your eyes. Because too often you want to touch it and feel it. You know, it's got to be in your hand, and I got to feel that this is a rectangle, this is a box before you believe and begin to move and operate on that belief. But it doesn't work that way. So it's about getting clear and getting focused where you can close your eyes and you still see it. I see the vision I have for my business and what it is. And I wanted to get into my own business. I see that. And when you get clear and focused, you get confident and you build up the courage to make the moves that you need to make. But to get clear is like, get clear about what? Get clear about what is your personal responsibility to get you in the right mindset. It's not about concept and theory. We keep things in our head. Conceptually, you have values. Conceptually, theoretically, I have a vision for my life or for my business or my career. Conceptually, I know I have these obstacles in my way. Conceptually, I know I need to take risks. But this is all about taking the concept of values and vision and obstacles and risks and not working alone, but how do I bring solidarity and communion into what it is that I'm doing and turn it into reality? That's your responsibility to turn it into reality, to manage the pain that comes with a mindset of scarcity and move it into a mindset of abundance. It is your responsibility to do that. So let's talk about what are these perceived limitations, your perceived limitations. And I would say that, you know, they're lies. They're not true. So mind viruses. It's a virus just like anything else. It infects you and it affects those around you. And how you think of these mind viruses, they will propel you forward or they will hold you back. The biggest one that people have is, am I enough? Mm, am I enough? Do you believe that you're enough to achieve what it is that you say you want to achieve? Because if you don't, you're going to lower your expectations for yourself. You're going to lower your expectations that you have for other people. The people that you are around are going to lower their expectations because you're not setting the example of being the best version of you. Do you feel that you're worthy of love, peace, joy, success, happiness? Because if you don't believe that you are worthy of it, then how will you make the moves that you need to make that you would if you said, I am worthy. Mine was worthiness of love. That mine is worthiness and worthiness of love in my life. And the result of relationships that I have had in my life demonstrates that I didn't feel worthy. And what happens is I blame. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe, what in the world, what is going on? I can't believe he did that now. And then you give more because you can't believe it. And you give more into that. And you still don't get what you think you should have. Well, maybe if I do this. And then once you figure out what your mind virus is, now I get it. I'm the one who doesn't feel worthy and tolerating and accepting what I shouldn't be tolerating and accepting. And then looking to see how is that familiar. So wasn't familiar just with partner relationships, but in work and working with men, middle-aged white men was my thing in the US. And my interactions and my worthiness that they will see me and my value. And then recognizing they don't have to see my worth. And I know my worth, I know my value. And I became confident in that. And then when I started attracting changed. And that's what it's all about. Moving me to the other side of that fear of not being worthy. And therefore, I can change myself, how I view myself, my actions, my behaviors, which then changes my results. So, of these mind viruses of worthiness, of love, peace, and joy, capable, do you feel capable if you want to make a move to your own business, a new career path, a new relationship? Do you feel capable of being able to make a success out of that? Because if you don't feel capable, you'll start self-rejecting and self-sabotaging. I want to get that increase. I want to get that promotion. I want to go and ask them, but they're not going to give me that because I need to get one more degree. I need to do one more thing. I need to cross another I and dot another T, dot an I, cross a T before I'm capable of. Women do that specifically. Everything has to be perfect before we will ask for what we deserve. Desire. You have the desire to do, because if you don't have the desire, are you going to put forth the effort and perseverance? Are you going to quit? Will you keep going when it's tough, when you don't see it? And you don't clearly, when you have to see it like this and touch it and feel it, and you can't touch and feel it, are you going to persevere through it anyway, even though you can't see it and touch it with your five senses, smell it? And then your mindset of limitation, what is that? If you say that you want to get into your own business, if you say that you want to change your career path, if you say, I want to get into a good relationship, partner relationship, I want to get a new set of clients, whatever that is, I want to have a better relationship with my children, whatever that is for you. Are you putting a mindset of limitation around that? The attention and focus that you give it. Because if you aren't paying attention to it and focused on that career change, that relationship, whatever that is for you, it's not going to happen. Are you emotionally connected and charged up about it? Committed to it? Because that determines whether you're going to do what it takes to get it done. You have to remain energized. behind it? Or are you going to self-sabotage and start out being emotionally connected, like leaving this conference and you're all charged up, and then tomorrow, day after, next week, you back to your old mindset of limitation and thinking that you had before? What kind of routines and habits are you putting in place behind it? So mindset, it's not just theory and concept. It's about understanding what is your mindset? What are your fears behind what it is that you say that you want to do and to be? But it's also about taking action in order to make it come true, to change your mindset of limitation, to change those mindsets, to change that negative thinking takes action. To switch it takes action. What kind of routines and habits are you putting in place to get to that business, to get to that new career path, to have that better relationship? Are you willing to do the improvements that you need? Are you willing to go back to school? Are you willing to take another class? Are you willing to do what you're doing today? If y'all are here today, that says that you are wanting to improve. And then do you play victim? Because much of the things that happen to us is beyond our control. And so do you play victim? So for COVID, were you a victim of COVID? Or did you say, how can I use what is going on in this new COVID environment to be of value and benefit to me and maybe to other people? Where you seize the opportunity, where you see the opportunity, seize upon that opportunity, even again, when you don't feel it in your five senses. So mindset, your mind, and focusing in on where do I stand up here and in here, because it's mindset, but it's also emotional feelings that's driving it. To me, the two are interconnected. As you notice your stomach tightening, the headaches, the heart palpitation, because of your fear of the unknown, uncertainty, making a move, the fear of staying where you are and drowning in that fear, not taking the time to understand it. You must understand you to then do something about that. So it's what are your, which areas of limitation do you have? And just jot it down. I need to pay more attention and focus more on what matters to me. I need to set some routines and actions in place because I'm not doing it. I said I want to have my own business or have a relationship, but I'm not putting any routines and habits in place. I'm staying at home all day, not going out, not talking to anybody, but I want to have a better relationship. I want to connect better, but you don't have the right routine and habits put in place. Are you blaming what happens to you in your life versus saying, wow, accepting that this is where I am and this is the situation, and where's the opportunity within that? What can I do? And then mindset is also about getting committed to be uncomfortable. Nobody said that you, even when you understand your mindset and you made the steps to make changes to it and you're thinking more on a positive note, you catch yourself when you're thinking negative. Nobody says that you're going to be comfortable through that whole process. As a matter of fact, you're not going to be comfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable. But that's okay. Fear is a good thing, as I say, because it's telling you something. It's for you to then go and understand it and take responsibility. Because nothing's going to change until you become committed to change. So how do you elevate your thinking? When someone says something to you and hurts you, and they shouldn't have said it, what they said was bad, all of that. But when they do that, and they will do it, and they will continue to do it, you cannot take it personal. Because when you take it personal, you're defining yourself by it. You're going to sabotage yourself based on what they said because you've taken it personal. You've agreed to it. You can't make assumptions about what you think someone is thinking about you. They don't like me. They're not going to hire me. They're not going to give me a raise. They're not going to accept me in this group, in this relationship, whatever it is. We have all kinds of stuff that we make assumptions about. Don't bother to ask or anything. So it's about action, taking action, doing your best, because that's all that you can do, and being honest. These are part of the 4 agreements that you all may be familiar with, that I take to heart. I would suggest that you take time to get to know you. Stop running 200 miles an hour with fleeting thoughts about what you want, who you are, who you want to be. Never answering the question, never really sitting with yourself to figure it out, but moving and making decisions and choices about your life, like throwing spaghetti up against the wall and it sticks. Oh, somebody told me to do this, let me go over here. But to get to know you so that you pivot and transition in the right direction and not all over the place, because you've cleared your mind and you have clarity and you've gotten into the right mindset, because you know how, when the negative hits, you know how to switch yourself up out of that by replacing that negative thought with something positive and of a value, and then acting upon that and repeating that as many times as you need to, assessing where you are versus where you want to be, and then how do I close that gap, and are you focusing your attention and intention? It requires your focus. Where you focus, your energy is going to go. And your focus and the meaning that you give your focus is going to equal your results. So if you're focused on a business, but you don't think that you are capable or you're worthy of a successful business, then your result is not going to be successful. So it's not just about focus. It's also about the meaning that you give that focus. That's going to determine what are your results. So what meaning are you giving to what you say you want to do? And what are the actions behind that? And you have to learn to accept and to forgive. Accept, I am in this place that I don't like. I accept that they said something that hurt my feelings. I accept that I haven't done all the things that I needed to do myself, and forgive yourself and other people. Forgive them for hurting your feelings. Forgive them for doing wrong to you. Forgive yourself for staying in the situation too long because you weren't in the right mindset to do it. And you tolerated and accepted more than you should have. Forgive yourself. Forgive other people so that you can set a plan with clarity to then take action. Because without action, there's nothing. And we all get into this place where we want to quit. And there's a cycle to quitting, right? I quit this job, I quit this man, I quit this woman, I quit this school, I quit this job, I quit this client, whatever that quitting is for you. And as soon as you quit that mindset, where did your mindset go? You start second guessing, should I have done that? Oh my goodness, how am I gonna pay my mortgage if I quit now that I don't quit? I'm gonna pay my bills. What are other people gonna think about me? Oh my God, am I gonna be able to? I'm not gonna be able to do what it is I said I was gonna do. Nobody's gonna ever hire me. Nobody's gonna pay me what I was paid before. This who's gonna hire? I felt that way about my business in the beginning when I left corporate and got my own business. I'm not ready. I can't do it. Nobody's gonna want to listen to me. Nobody's gonna want to pay me. Maybe I should go back into corporate. If they hadn't done that to me in corporate, I probably would have stayed blaming other people, getting overwhelmed. What are you gonna do? That's a cycle that we go through for quitting. And that's why you have to understand where you are. And I allow myself to be in that cycle, but I'm aware that I'm in that quit cycle, and I'm going to change that mindset so that I stop second guessing myself in the negative and start second guessing myself in the positive instead of, oh my God, how am I going to pay my mortgage?
All
I
right.
am going to be able to pay my
This is
mortgage.
good.
I am going to be able to do this.
Yeah, this is
So
good. This
understanding
is
that
good.
quit cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're going to quit, woo, what do you need to quit? Huh? What do you need to quit? Quit allowing other people to tell you what to do. Quit allowing yourself to follow other people and what they're doing. Because this is life is your life. It's your time, your year, your life. Quit allowing everybody else to pull you in 20 and 30 different directions and start focusing in on you and being selfish about you. Quit thinking change is going to go away because we already said it's not. It consistently will happen, and change is more complicated now. It's not going anywhere. So model yourself to be flexible with change and not stiff and frigid where you're going to break. Quit ignoring the signals of change. When you're feeling sad and frustrated and you got that negative mindset going, don't ignore that. Where the heck is this coming from? What do I need to do in order to switch that, to think differently about it? I think Katrina is talking about reframing it. You can reframe it. Tell yourself a different story. But tell yourself the truth. Quit lying to yourself and hurting yourself and self-sabotaging yourself, bringing doubt into your life about your ability and capabilities and whether anybody's going to be accepted. That's the biggest fear human beings have, is being accepted, belonging. Am I going to be accepted by whomever? Quit doubting it. Quit thinking it's going to work out on its own, because it will not. It won't. What help do you need? As we talked about earlier, what help do you need? Whether that's a coach like me and Trina, or is that, help from a psychological perspective, a mental health perspective? So I need to put on here, quit being ashamed for wanting to improve your life. I need
Yeah,
to add that on here.
guilt and shame are
Yes,
big issues. That's
yes,
right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you saying yes to all the time? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. And I found myself where I would say yes before anybody asked me to do it. And I'm volunteering myself to do
Yeah,
all of this, things that don't matter to me, and then I can't get done what I want to get done. So are you overcommitting where you are disappointing yourself because I'm not getting done what I need, and then disappointing others because you've overcommitted and can't get that done? But thinking you have no choice, quit doing the same thing with no results, quit making excuses, and yes, quit being doggone lazy. And quit waiting on the right time, that you got to have everything perfect. It's about progress over perfection. Even if it's just tiny little steps that you take towards whatever it is that you said that you want. Start now. Don't wait. Tiny step, big step. My daughter finally quit her job because she needed to finish her internship. And it was like coming to the end where she'd have to start over. And she said, the heck with it, I quit. She had 3 babies, married, didn't know what job she was going, where money was coming from. She said, but this is what's important to me. This is what matters. She said, I quit. Yes, she went through the quit cycle. She did. But then she stopped doubting herself. Or when she did start doubting herself, she reframed it. She told the
There you
truth about
go.
her story.
That's important. That's important to
Looked
reframe.
at the
Hey,
possibilities.
Gladys,
Yeah.
Gladys, I really hate this, but I'm gonna have to step in. This is
No,
like
no problem. No problem.
like
This is the
gold
end.
nugget, gold nugget, gold nugget, gold nugget. Yes.
Yep. This was the end. This was
All
the end. The
right. The
promise
promise
is
better.
the end. The
All
promise is
right.
the end. The better life.
All right. So let's just show appreciation. Did Gladys lay some nuggets down? Did you get anything out of it? I'm asking you now just to, as we queue up Dr. Patrick, I'd love for you to type in anything new. Remember those 3 questions. Anything that's new, an action you're going to take, and then something you're going to stop. So right now we're typing in. Was there anything new that you learned in that time with Gladys?